To be honest, after growing up as an evangelical, where religious devotion was another thing we used to neutralize trauma, the Bible often feels like a thing I can no longer hope in, at least not like I once did. But then I came across this passage in Lamentations 3. In the New King James Version, verse 17 says, "You have moved my soul far from peace. I have forgotten prosperity. And I said, my hope, my strength, and my hope have perished from the Lord." Well, I thought, I can relate to that. Two things in particular stood out to me here. First, it is the implication that not only is hope gone, but it is gone at the hands of God directly. From the speaker's perspective, the being who is supposed to be the giver of all good things has taken away the good things. And that is worth lamenting. Second, in this passage, there is a fascinating interplay of the I and the we. Sometimes the loss of hope is described as deeply personal, and other times broadly collective. The experience of the prophet reflects back the experiences of his community. The destruction of hope after trauma is mundane, pervasive, ubiquitous. Very quickly, though, the passage turns. Just a few lines later, the prophet says, "This I recall to mind. Therefore I have hope. Through the Lord's mercies we are not consumed, because God's compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I hope in God." Here is a great paradox. God is both the destroyer and the bringer of hope. God takes away peace and prosperity, the things on which the prophet's hopes initially seemed to rest. But then something else takes its place, something less tangible, it's true, something much less concrete, but also something that takes the prophet into a new voice, a voice of wisdom carrying a message for the people. "It is good," he writes, "that one should hope and wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord." This kind of personal and collective hope is so different from the grasping, accumulating hope we have been taught. It is quite the opposite. This kind of hope seems to be about shutting up and letting go. That might mean letting go of habits, beliefs, or relationships that we have learned, for some of us through the ravages of trauma, that are no longer serving us. That might also mean together letting go of some of the systems we have built, the institutions that are supposed to guarantee us life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It might mean letting go of the security of our guns, the pride of our accomplishments, the reassurance of our good reputations. It might mean letting go of what our parents taught us to always, always put first. Because if our hope is in our peace and prosperity, especially if it is enjoyed at the expense of the other and pursued as an escape from intergenerational trauma, then our hope is truly not worth saving. As I come into this new year and new semester, I feel waning hope in our government, in the fight for peace, and even sometimes in the project of teaching and learning. I feel waning hope in the society my children will inherit and in my ability to promise them anything. But, where I feel hope now is in the growing realization that I don't need to hold on to those things. We don't need to hold on to the American dream as it was taught to us, or the vision of the ivory tower that brought us here, or the spiritual mountaintop of fulfillment we may have been pursuing. Only you can determine what for you is worth saving and what is not. But at the same time, together in this place, we get to determine what we want to put our hope in and what no longer serves us. I feel hope in doing that work together. Thank you.